All right, so today we're going to be going through a fundamental topic on the daily huddle. Okay, and just a quick, well, actually, before I do that, I just want to welcome Danny from Wize Talent. Hey, Danny.
Hi, Thomas. Hi, everyone.
Hey, thanks for being here, Danny. And Raul, our Wize Hub master and coach. How are you?
Hello, hello. All good, Tom. Thank you.
And Selena makes everything run.
Hey
Um,
everyone.
hey. And Jamel from MCA. Good for you to join us today.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Morning,
Welcome.
Thomas. Thanks. Morning, Selena.
Okay. Hey. We just saw Jamel in the Philippines not too long ago, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, today's topic is going to be on about the daily huddle. And before I start, I just want a quick show of hands. Who here does the daily huddle with their team every day? Harry, Randy, Jamel, cool. Miley and Natasha, you doing daily huddles?
So do a daily walkthrough and check-in because we're all in the same space. We don't have a specified huddle, but we do have a weekly huddle where we sort of sit down and go through things in detail.
Yeah, I remember that because you're already, next to each other, and it's kind of hard to like, we're gonna do stand around and circle with each other, and um, it's yeah, pretty it's hard. I think that's the one where you're all in the office together.
Yeah.
For those of you who do the daily huddle, does it always happen in the morning? Does it last 15 minutes? Is it like a quick, pretty short one?
We have
Oh,
it at
yeah.
10. Sorry, we have it at 10 to 10 every morning. So it's 10 for 10 minutes. We officially start work at 10 o'clock. So 10 to 10, 3 questions. What's on for today? What roadblocks have you got, and who can help you with any of those roadblocks? Simple.
Yeah, it's 10 for 10. And I like that. It has to be quick and short. I remember my first few daily huddles, it just went on for like an hour, and I was so wrong. So wrong. I just took the chance to preach to everyone about, hey, it is Wize, but it's supposed to be a daily huddle. And how long have you been doing it, Harry?
Always. I
Always?
learned it from a previous mentoring group. They used to call it 10 for 10, so we adopted that.
And what benefit have you found from
Just
doing it daily?
keeps everyone focused on what they need to do today. If they want to have a chat, they can chat separately, but this is starting the day. So, what do I need to help you? What do you need help to help me, etc. It's just a bit of focus more than anything else.
Right, just sort of like get everyone aligned on the same
Oh,
page.
what our KPIs are for the day in terms of, a lot of the KPIs for us based on how many tax returns we've got to lodge this week. So how many do they have to be this day? What are we doing to get those done? What backlog of work is there, etc.
Excellent. And do you have do your team work remotely with each other as well?
Yeah, pretty much everyone's remote, but a couple of the guys come in to my office, 2 times a week for 3 or 4 hours at a go. So we can have a bit of a, internal training.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah, I found the same thing. Just get everyone aligned, looking over the numbers, has been a pretty big game changer. And almost every problem that is like a daily recurrence problem can be solved by making it a check-in item on a daily huddle.
Mm.
Randy, how about you? You do the daily huddle every day. What sort of questions do you cover, and what benefit have you found in doing it with your team?
Well, actually, my daily huddle is really more prolonged. Don't think I'm as far along as these other guys, but mine pretty much are all training. So I have a sociologist that's working with me, and then I've got another gal who did go through business school, but she's brand new. They're all in the Philippines. So I get up at 4:30. We normally have it about 5:30 or 6 in the morning.
Wow.
But
Wow.
anyway,
And,
so I wanted to get some ideas from you guys on how to do it more quickly, but my people are still on a lot of training. So
right on. Yeah, and that's a pretty good point actually. You know, by the end of the session today, what are you hoping to get out of today, Randy?
maybe how I could do it more effectively. And again, there's a lot of training. So most of my stuff is training, but yeah, I also changed their headspace, changing how they're thinking, but maybe I shouldn't be doing that in daily huddle. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. We'll go through the different meetings that we do and where things should fit. And but that's good to hear. Like and how about you, Harry? What are you hoping to get out of today's session on the Daily Huddle? Because you already do it and you saw the topic, so you joined.
Look,
What are you?
refine what I do. You can always do something better. So I'd like to see what insights others have or what you guys can contribute because, you know, businesses are like float leaves on a river. If they're not directing the way it goes, it's just going to go wherever the river takes you. So I want to be directed.
Uh, that's good. Yeah, it's about just having that control and influence on the firm every day, giving them that discipline.
Mm.
How about you, Jamel? What are you hoping to get out of today's session on the Daily Huddle?
Yeah, actually, same with Harry. Uh, we are discussing what we did the day before and the jobs that we will be doing on that day. And I'm hoping to I mean make it more effective. Yeah.
I I thought you were saying make more money. When people say make more something, my brain fills in with money. Uh,
Yeah.
but that's definitely we can go for that will be covered. And Mylene, how about you? You don't do the daily huddle, but what are you hoping out of today? You hoping to be convinced to do it, or how to get started on it, or maybe you've given it a go and it didn't stick.
Well, we work together in the office, so it's, we do meet and kind of go over the work that needs to be done or where we're at with deadlines and that sort of thing. So it's just for me, it's just to get a little more focus and a little more information on how you guys typically structure them.
Right. Yeah. That's definitely the thing, right? You're still updating each other in the office, but then what does that time and space in a day really mean for the team? And how about you, Natasha? Maybe you're being a good Wise student and you're joining on the clinic, but this was today about the daily huddle. What are you hoping to get out of today's session?
Well, I guess we are looking to expand the team and look at having remote staff. So I guess for us, that's where maybe the daily huddle will become more of a structured thing that we need to do, because obviously if not everyone's in the office like we have always had historically, it would be make sure everyone's on the same page and give us the opportunity to come together, I guess. So yeah, looking to see how it works for other people and how that can fit for us moving forward.
Excellent. Excellent. And Yvette, I'm not sure if you're there, but if you are, feel free to let us know what you're hoping to get out of today as well.
Yeah,
Hey,
my clients now is by referral. So I'm now learning how to be like, because sometimes by referral, they ask more questions than it's supposed to be. So I feel like the meeting spend more time than it should, because clients sometimes would be like asking so many other questions. I think you guys all experience on how to cut the time and then back to the right point. So I hope from this daily hurdle, day by day, I can get the skills on how to handle clients and back to the right track, focus on the script. And then when they talk about other scripts, then do it later or like, yeah, whatever.
Definitely. I think, what clients we're going to prioritize and what's their agenda going to be today is going to help make those conversations easier, especially when the team is prepared around you. Okay, so
Thank you.
It's a new photo. It says we took in the Philippines. Okay, so today's session on the daily huddle really comes back from, if we take a look at the freedom roadmap here, right in the very beginning, let me change it to hand. We have here launch, grow, and scale. If we look right back at the start, the change, yeah, right here. Okay, so daily huddles, it's the third item to implement right after developing your ideal team structure, doing your capacity planner, and then implementing it, and then doing your daily huddle. It speaks so much as to like how important it is when it's pretty much the first thing you do after like setting down your plan. Because it's how you implement the deep and narrow team. It's how you reinforce it. The deep and narrow team, we're trying to organize communication and production traffic to the right people in the right roles, right? Where we've already put a lot of effort in studying our team's strengths and weaknesses, who's great interpersonally with clients, who's good at reviewing the work, but a little bit slow grinding, but who's a great grinder, who's able to power through the work. We put that all into place, and it's on a nice fancy diagram, but then how does it actually happen, and how does it become a more effective ideal team? And it is through the daily huddle. So in a way, we use this opportunity in the daily huddle to be able to drip on the team and get a pulse check on how is our team actually aligning with the roles that we're positioning them in, right? It's that I found that when I used to do a daily huddle and the team structure wasn't clear and people's roles weren't clear, it was pretty worthless to me because I didn't really have a way to actually judge, is this good? Like, is this actually good? Is it bad? It sounds like everyone's busy. When I actually put the deep and narrow team structure in place and when I learned more about it, it became a lot more apparent to me, okay, so who's actually thinking in the headspace of a client manager today? Who's actually thinking in the headspace of a production manager today? Nothing would like make you more alert than hearing a client manager go, oh, today for my daily huddle is I'm going to do this tax return and then that tax return and then this tax return. I'm going to do some document storage and then it's going to be a good day. And you're thinking, oh my God, I'm positioning you for a client manager. You just don't even have your compass in the right direction, let alone your priorities. Okay? So the daily huddle is where you as an owner actively participate by actively listening to your team. The daily huddle isn't like something where, okay, Wize says I have to do the daily huddle. You pick out a leader in the team who we call a senior client manager or production manager and go, you go hold the daily huddle. Make sure you do it every day. You may as well just not do it, because if that's their first introduction into the daily huddle, the impression they're going to get is it's just a chore and it doesn't really matter. Okay, it's just, oh, we're introducing some form of like a meaningless bureaucratic thing. What you use the daily huddle for is that the person who wants change in the firm or in a team needs to join that team's daily huddle. And listen listen to every single word a person says and have a piece of paper and notepad in front of you and try and write down what they're actually saying. If you can't quite catch what that person said, don't be afraid to actually say to that person after the daily huddle, hey, you mentioned this, but I didn't quite catch all of that. Could you just repeat it for me? Because you were speaking a bit fast. And they're like, sure, yeah, basically what I said was after this tax return, I'm going to go review this thing and so forth. You want to show your team you are actively listening. You are taking in every single word and tone that they're saying, right? It's not just a place where like, oh, I'm busy today, and they just fly under the radar. No, it's if you, as the person wanting change, cannot leave that daily huddle and then say to yourself, I heard every single word that person said and I understood it. And it aligns in my gut in terms of like it making sense with what we're supposed to be doing right now. You can't say this, then the daily huddle will become meaningless to the team, to you, and to the team, and they'll feel it. For probably the first 3-4 years of implementing Wize, I just made it an effort to just never miss a daily huddle. It didn't matter if I was overseas or on holiday, I would tune in. It just mattered to me that every single day, this team was going to operate like a deep and narrow team that I know it should. And that if I didn't think that each and every individual person had their head straight about how they could make the most out of today, and I'll talk about it, and I'll kill the daily huddle essentially. It just end up going for like an extra 30 minutes. It'd be me like, guys, come on. You need to focus here. Like if we don't get these jobs in and follow this schedule, how are we going to be in control? And where does that put us? Like it mattered to me to join. I really cared about it. So this is where you affect change. What does it look like today? I haven't joined a daily huddle in like 2 years, but it operates with the same level of effectiveness as when I stopped doing it. And I said to myself, I'll stop doing the daily huddle when I can confirm that for every daily huddle across a 1-year period, it was on point. If every daily huddle for a year straight was on point, I'll go and hand it off. But until then, I'm going to be just listening and being vigilant about everything a person is saying. It comes back to how Wize and Ed and Jamie talk about how do you actually implement new habits in a firm. As a rule of thumb, it takes 6 months to break down old habits in a team, and it takes a year to cement new habits. And the key word is cement. And you need, what does cementing or baking something in require? It requires heat. It just requires attention. And where is that going to come from? It's going to come from you. But I knew it wasn't going to be forever because it was an investment to me. It was an investment to me that I cemented it down solid so that when I wasn't there anymore, it would operate well. The daily huddle, mine's already started with the team. If I joined it now, it operates exactly the same way as it has for as long as I could remember. In fact, it's been better. It's just been stable. They start the first 5 minutes just going over their workflow schedule. They open up this Excel sheet where they got this budget of jobs planned out and they go, okay, we need to tick this and this and this and we'll hit the month. And then they'll go around and share what they're doing today, what their priorities are, and what are their roadblocks. And I've tried so many variations of this. I've tried forms, I've tried typing it, I've tried people sending in videos. I think nothing beats everyone just getting on a call or in the same space together, somewhere where it's not their desk, when we used to have an office. And then share your show and tell. Like, if you're going to tell me what you're going to do today, show it. Show me your calendar. Actually open up the day to your calendar. Every team member is expected to show their screen and show their calendar, and then have the jobs and work they're going to do plotted out on that calendar. And you can't really do that in advance, right? There's just jobs that are coming in, things take longer here, shorter there. Something got left over from yesterday. Show us that you actually sat down and planned out your day. Okay, and then show it to everyone else so that you can stand by this. There's a lot of like extra nuance there, but that's essentially the point. And for what you're going to prioritize today, usually it's communicated in terms of what I'm going to prioritize today is I need to get over this thing. It's a hard thing to answer that question. What are you going to prioritize versus what are you going to do today? They often sound like the same thing. I found that what you're going to prioritize today is really about, can that person like tell us what are they going to achieve today? What are you going to achieve? I'm going to prioritize focusing on this set of work and just getting it out of the way and catching up. Okay, so it might be a broad theme, but the person's mindset is around like what's driving my focus for today. You want to hear that. You want to hear what's driving people's focus today. Is it sales? Is it calling up these old proposals and following them up to try and close them or get them in for another meeting? Is it reviewing work? What's the theme of today? Otherwise, every day is just got to catch up with the work. Just got to catch up with the work. There's no theme. And the third one is, I found the hardest one for the team members to share. And that is, what is your roadblock? Oftentimes, a person doesn't sit down long enough in the morning to visualize enough of their day to actually think about what their roadblocks are going to be. I generally found that those team members who actually can answer that question, they tend to become managers, or they should become managers. Anyone that can sit down and go, I could be running into this problem, I could be running into that problem, I need to smooth things out, I need some help right now. They're extremely conscientious people. But what I've been able to do to have everybody to actually answer that question is we block out an additional 30 minutes after the daily huddle, where it's an optional time. Like, it doesn't have to be used, but it's there, and everyone has it blocked. And the team member might say, oh yeah, I kind of stuck on this thing. I can't even articulate what the problem is, but I need you, Jamel, can we just meet after this call and I'll explain it to you. And so that time is set aside. If a team member needs another person, it's already there. Okay? And then they can go and meet up. If there's nothing, we'll just get on with your day. Those questions answered in that way, and that space afterwards, and then starting off the morning with the workflow schedule was the rhythm that worked for my firm. Okay? I found that it kept things short enough, and I found that it achieved a lot of value in a short amount of time. And ultimately, that's what the daily huddle should do. Some firms might do a 3-hour monthly meeting and achieve far less value than another one doing a 10-minute meeting a day. Okay, it kind of speaks to how well the team communicates and collaborates with each other as well. So this is how you cement in habits. This is where you can go, Mylene, So what I recommend is that you give this review job to this person because we're trying to position them as the production manager, remember? And instead, what we can do is we'll catch up after this call. I've got a few clients that we can uh, maybe try give some calls and follow up some full proposals. Okay, because we need to bring more work into the team. Okay, this is where you lead. And this 10-minute leadership just happens every morning. If you do this well enough, you can achieve a 1 hour a day workday quite quickly. You get in with your team, it's high impact daily huddle, you get everyone's priorities straight, you got that 30 minutes, they're going to be good for the entire day. Or you can just kind of like go, yeah, guys, I'm here, I'm around, just hit me up. Maybe some people like that or think that it makes them like more friendly or accessible. I hate it. I hate people just hitting me up. So hit me up now. I'm here now. We're all here now. What is it now? If it's important, you would have thought about it and it's now, okay? Because if you hit me up later, it's always for something where, and I've seen it, I haven't replied to you in like 3 hours. And when I come back, you've already solved it yourself. Okay, so what is it? What is it? Think now. Okay, we don't have time to waste. So this is my approach to the daily huddle, and it just starts from those 3 simple questions. What I recommend is, in today's time, there are a lot more extra tools that can help you achieve a more effective daily huddle. For one, whether your team is remote or you're working in the office, I strongly recommend you record to some sort of Zoom or Teams with a meeting transcription tool, the daily huddle, and store those meeting transcripts. It is absolute gold to be able to keep that data. Over the course of like 3 or 4 months with those transcripts, you could probably track an individual's development out of what their daily huddle is just by go on this person on this day and then this day and then this day. You would actually see how they're evolving, who's actually progressing. You also need to do this because the daily huddle, the enemy of the daily huddle is routine. And it sounds counterintuitive because the daily huddle happens every day. But what I mean is, people go in and go, today I'm doing this, and you're thinking, didn't this person just say this same thing 3 days ago? And then 2 days ago and 1 day ago? But I'm not sure. And I can't really be bothered to ask them about it. When that is allowed to happen, everyone starts doing it. It spreads. Everyone just starts doing that. And you have to break it. And the only way to break it is you just gotta listen with everything you've got and ask them. Look, I'm looking at my notepad and it said that you kind of just mentioned this like 3 days ago. You said you were done. What was the issue? Okay. But at the end of the daily huddle, you said you had no roadblocks. But, just to give advice, if you said you were going to finish something that day and you don't, you should raise that as a roadblock. And so that's me when I was writing down on paper. But you can do this with the transcripts now. It's all there. It's all there. It's all saved. And it's so systemizable. All you really need to do is pick a person, an admin or the team leader. They just need to go and extract the transcript and ask GPT or Claude to go, 1, summarize it, 2, extract action items, and 3, it's an interesting one, extract the sentiment of the team. You often rarely would hear truth about a team's NPS and how they're feeling day to day, but you can You can know this through the words that a person uses in their tone. You go, oh, this person sounded a bit dejected, and maybe they seemed a bit stressed out. And then with all these previous transcripts, they're usually a happy person, but today they don't seem to be. Okay, wow, I can actually track this. You don't need anything fancy. You just need to keep the notes, right? And keep the transcripts. The second thing I would recommend is, and it's probably more important than the first, is where you have your meetings here in the Wize Hub, under the production, go and store the transcripts and those summaries and those what that person said they were going to do that day and the sentiment in here in production. Use this production meeting space. Create a meeting. Okay, daily huddle. FY, what are we? I always get this wrong. 26. Year ended. Started on this year and owned by who? Owned by you, to be honest. Add an agenda item and go. All right, so we got daily huddle day 27th Jan 2026. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then it is complete. Go here and put that summary and analysis into here. I don't know. I think this is an old tenant thing. Use this to track it. When you do your weekly tactical, you can include an agenda item where when you're reviewing the week, well, there it is. There is 5 daily huddles right there. In fact, create an agenda item. If it's too, it will get messy. Just create week 4, January. Inside it, 4 summaries. Review this in the weekly tactical. How did we do? A quick retrospective. Was there progress? Well, who was actually making the most progress? Who's making the least? It would be right there. And does this actually align with our results? There you have the audit log of your team that you can compare with actual numbers around jobs completed, productivity, and so forth. And you can correlate it now. You can correlate numbers and timesheet with what people were going to say that day, and then diagnose a problem. Oh, I think like this person was very productive, but it just seemed like they just kept starting new jobs and they never finished it. Or this person's been talking about the same job for the entire week straight. I think that's where our write-offs are coming from. Okay, it's all there, that information, and you're there in that daily huddle at the same time, ensuring that it captures rich information because you're listening. So with this daily huddle section here, you can go and record it. Just keep track of it. You know, just show the team that you're actually going to put in effort in to care about it, because it is quite expensive. Even though it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes, just multiply that by the number of people in that room and their charge out rates. It's not cheap. It's really, really not a cheap meeting. Now, where does the daily huddle fit in within the context of all meetings that a firm would do as a whole? I'll point us to this resource here, and that's in video 9.1 of the Wize Vault. We've got this daily huddle here. It really is supposed to be just that quick checkup. 15 minutes is going to give you plenty for summary and sentiment and action items. What you want to do, though, is you do want to keep it short. You do want to keep it to maximum 2 minutes per person. And how I did this was I used to have a timer and a set order that people go in. Like people just knew who would go first in the daily huddle, and then they'll go next. And then I'd start a 2 minute timer. I'm like, you got 2 minutes to answer this question. And just like pay attention to what that person does with 2 minutes of speaking time. They just go, oh yeah, so then what happened in this GST reconciliation sheet was that I was trying to edit this formula, and then this formula wasn't linking to another part of the sheet. And then, so I went on Google yesterday and I was fixing like, you got 2 minutes. You're gonna tell me about what you're doing with your formula? You're doing nothing today. You're absolutely doing nothing today at all. You're not, in fact, I don't think you've been doing anything ever. Okay? It just occurred to me now that you just fill in the void with nothing. And then you got people who go, I've got this. I'm gonna hit this. It's gonna lead to this. It's gonna lead to this. I'm gonna get it done. That's what you want out of your people. And then think, if you've tuned them that way as a leader, and it's just 2 minutes in the morning, it'd be equivalent to them like drinking 30 coffees and then genuinely being able to use it. Okay, it would charge them up. Okay, it should charge your team up. You're giving them power. You're blessing them. You're buffing them. Okay, so that's the daily huddle. Now, the weekly tactical. The weekly tactical is where you want to put your long form meeting. And the weekly tactical is, I'll go into it because it helps us to keep the daily huddle more concentrated. How I use the daily huddle in the beginning and how it's used today, it's kind of still sort of similar. But what you see here on this weekly tactical, sorry, not the weekly tactical, what you see here on this weekly tactical agenda item list here, it represents the ideal weekly tactical. And you would use the weekly tactical as a way, again, to judge value per minutes spent with the team. Okay? Like that's what meetings are supposed to be. It's about value for every minute that I have everyone here. And in an ideal world, in a 1 hour meeting, you will be able to discuss, here are our actual fees so far, and this is what we've budgeted. And then people would be able to answer questions that you would have for it. Like, okay, so why are we behind? Or why are we ahead? If we're behind, and you said it was because of this and that, can you give me more details? It would be a very slow meeting if that person didn't have the answer to those questions and just go, oh, let me look at it. Oh, I'm going to check my teams. It was somewhere here, or I think it was somewhere in my email. That should say to you as a leader and a manager trying to enact change in your firm, okay, we still don't have our heads screwed in, okay? Because that cannot be the level that we're operating at. We're not asleep here. Okay? We need to know what's going on, and this matters. Okay? So it'd be a quick meeting if they could just answer those questions. You're there just to share it and then drill and listen. Okay? In the ideal state. Then you go over your workflow for the 4 weeks ahead. What are the jobs 4 weeks ahead? It would be a fast meeting if they just came in and said, here are the jobs 4 weeks ahead. We've already got the information for it. The jobs that were 1 week ahead, we're already going to meet with the clients for. The jobs that were 2 weeks ahead, we're reviewing it. And the jobs 3-4 weeks ahead, it's just sitting there as a backlog. And then those jobs, there are like half of them that we've been billed already. And the other half, we just got to finish it off and we'll get done and we'll hit our budget. The person just came in and just said that, it'd be very quick. But how you're going to get your team there is you would get the senior client manager to present it and then ask questions. And go, okay, look, and you'll get to the point where it's like, look, we don't have enough time to go into more details, but the next time we do this weekly tactical, you need to be prepared to answer these questions. Okay? You present this, you gotta be ready to answer these questions. And I bet you for the entire week next week, that person's going to be paying a lot of attention to the details. And that would be a great thing. They would actually know what's going on. They would be paying attention. And there'd be nothing that they would do that they wouldn't go, am I going to be able to explain this to Natasha at the end of the week? Am I going to be able to explain this to you, Harry, or Randy, or Marlene, Jamel, Yvette? Am I gonna have an answer for this? If your team isn't constantly vigilant, and in that zone, they won't be effective. It's like a sport team. Pick your sport, and the coach isn't there, and you're just like, it's training evening, let's train, and the coach isn't there. What are they gonna do? They're gonna do something, but like, this person's gonna do that, and maybe they'll get it done what they usually know, but there's nothing there guiding them. Okay, the coach has to be there. And if the coach is there long enough, they would hear that person's voice. When I was getting mentored by Ed, it was always funny to me when I'd give him this super elaborate problem over email, or in a board meeting, and I expect some sort of gold wisdom, like just hidden truth. But it was always like the same thing. It was always the answer is productivity. Okay, if that's a problem, put it in your daily huddle. Okay, if that's a problem, make an agenda in your weekly tactical. Okay, if that's a problem, make an SOP about it. He kind of like had these 10 or 15 answers to the same problems I had no matter what. And it got to the point where every time I had a future problem and I was typing out an email to him, I'll go, you know what? I already know what he's going to say. I already know what he's going to say. He's just going to say, like in this situation, he's going to say this. And I realized that was his genius. That's how he led a 160-person firm. And everyone just knows what answer you're going to give before they ask it. If you're consistent, if you're always there asking the same questions. When I did the board meetings with him, I know what Ed's going to ask me. I know when he looks at this Fab Five, I know what he's going to think. He's going to look at this and go, what? Explain this. Explain it. He's not going to let me get away. He's never not drilled the crap out of my numbers. So I better know it better than he does. Okay, and better than what he knows. I need to be able to answer these questions. I can't hide. So your team has to be the same way. They have to feel like once they're in this meeting and they're showing it, they can't hide. In fact, even if you don't show me something, I'm going to ask about it. I'm going to ask you to bring it up. Like your mental model of what a firm should do is so clear. It makes it important to them, and you will get the effect that we want. Laps, that's our leads, appointments, proposals, and sales. Or you can even call it prospects. What's our pipeline looking like? What are we doing? It's very easy for a firm just to get into a daily grind of, we got work to do. We got work to do. This due date's coming up. We got work to do. This due date's coming up. That's our industry. That's the nature of our industry, right? The team needs to be focused on growth. If you want a firm to truly run without you, you have to make the team care and then think about how they're going to grow the firm as a team together. And it can't all be on you to think about how you're going to do your marketing, which clients are you going to call, what services are good to sell. You'll still be very much stuck in the business. You want your team to care about it. You want them to come in and go, Okay, so last week I had these 4 discovery meetings. 2 of them I already sent the proposal to last week, and one of them I'm just going to give them another call this morning. I think they're going to sign it. I think they're going to sign it. And if we get this, it like we'll count. Like I'm so sure that's why I mentioned we're actually going to hit the budget. Or, we didn't quite capture this person. I'm still following them up, but the pipeline's building. I got a few more that I can hit up, and I got some existing clients that I think I can call to upgrade their trust deeds. Okay, like is the team also switched on about the growth of your firm? Then you do. Okay, by this point, 60 minutes is 60 minutes is well and truly up, to be honest. If they're cutting through it though, if your team is so good, you'd get to the you can set time for these each section. You can go 10 minutes each, but they really are also in order of like priority. Then you can go and address the client NPS. Any clients upset, happy? What does the overall sentiment look like? And then you can discuss the team NPS. And when you get through all of that, then you got extra to do. You can do your Kaizen rolling projects, which is if you get to this point where in a 60-minute meeting, you can actually have this discussion with your team, you've well and truly achieved success before success has materialized, if that makes sense. Like success in your P&L and growth and money in your bank account are lagging indicators. What are the leading indicators? It's can you conduct a 60-minute weekly tactical with your team, genuinely get through points 1 to 5, and then have time to meaningfully address 6, where 6 is a rolling set of consistent project 1 and 2 that you guys have been slowly chipping away at for a quarter. Is that what your weekly tacticals look like? If so, you are a successful firm. You can say that you are a successful firm. 100%. And so what is that? It's things like, okay, we had these projects around calling clients up, asking them for where, if they've got clients that they could refer to firm, or raising up topics that are changes in the tax law. Just these are projects that aren't connected to deadlines and cash flow and budget. This is where you're getting the team to do the quad B. You're getting the team to do the not urgent and important. And it's rewarding to them. They are steering it. We're not steering it anymore. They're steering it, and they're steering it in the right way. When you can get the firm working on the quad B, the not urgent and important, and not just be in the burning fires, in Wize, we already consider a success if managers and firm owners aren't the ones doing burning fires, quad A's, urgent and important, and just spend 80% of their time doing quad B. What does it mean when the team can also spend 80% of their time or 40% of their time on the quad B? What does that mean? What does it mean for you? It means that your category of quad B sits at a far higher level. You can't achieve things like an acquisition or a prolonged, costly investment in branding and marketing over a 6-month or 1-year period if you can't get your team thinking about the health of the everyday things. How we could be improving the workflow scheduling better. How can we improve the rate and speed at which our clients give us their information? The team isn't thinking about how those areas could be better. After they got through the boring stuff, the chores, like the must-do things, then you're not ready for those sort of projects. It will just cause too much chaos. The mental load will be enormous. Enormous. You got to think about how the operations can get better and integrate another firm and do branding, go on podcasts, travel, go do seminars, be away for a while. When you achieve number 6, when you can get your team to achieve number 6, what it will look like in your day-to-day is this. You would say to yourself, I've been so focused on this one thing recently in my life. I haven't really thought about the firm or the team in 4-5 months. In my firm right now, I don't really think about it. I do the weekly tacticals. I really love doing that because I need to see them. But I just spend all my time chasing software and other whatever ventures, other things, right? Things I want to put my attention into, and where I've convinced the firm that you want to give me this space. You want me to be free. In fact, it's in your best interest that you leave me alone. That's just me, okay? Like other people are different. Maybe it's more like you want to, put me in front of more clients or something. But with me, I want to be able to just focus 15 hours a day, just focused on one thing, not having to have anyone say or talk to me at all. Ask me if you need money transferred from a bank, but I don't think about it. When you get to number 6, you will get to the point where you don't think about your firm. It's just a thing that happens. So this is how the daily huddle and the weekly tactical work together. They're like two sides of a coin. One, you're listening. And you're actively listening and you're observing. And you drill at the end. And the second one, you're listening and you're still actively drilling in the end. You can measure the effectiveness of the daily huddle and the weekly tactical by answering the question at the end. Can I say with absolute clarity and certainty, I know exactly what the words that came out of that person's mouth and that it agreed with my soul? You answered yes to that question, good. And then the second one you can answer was, what was the unit of value generated per minute that meeting happened? And how can I increase that? How can I make it more dense? Come in prepared. Okay, get them to come in prepared. Have your calendar ready. Don't just sit there and show me a Word document. Come in with your calendar. Put the task into the calendar description. Prepare. Weekly tactical. Come in prepared. Guys, I've been asking the same drilling questions for the last 4 months. It's never going to change. Why be stressed? Why come into this thing and get stressed out? I'm going to ask you all these questions. I'm going to ask them every single time. In fact, I got it written down. I go, if this person says this, I want to go this direction. And if you say this, I want to go that direction. I don't even have to think. It's actually so easy for me to ask questions. It's hard for you to not be the one prepared. So just pay attention during the week and have those questions, have those answers ready for those questions. And it won't be hard for you either. This is how I led my team. And I know maybe the language I use sounds a bit, to some people, it sounds a bit bossy. But I was already, I guess, lenient until I wasn't. And then I just bloody meant it. I'm just not here to joke around. Like I'm not here for fun, right? We're all here to make a living and make money. So stop messing around. Let's just finish up our work and we can go live our lives. Please, just go and do your thing. Like we all just need to go do a thing. And then and you want a raise at the end of the year? Where's that going to come from? So if you can't even do the basics right, you're not going to even think about the part where your raise is going to come from. You're just going to meet your own wages. Okay, and it's easy for me. I can just, if you're not doing it, I'll just fire you. So it sounds like I've just completely lost it nowadays. But I was done being lenient. I was done asking nicely, and I just needed to command it. So command it. Use this place to command it. If you're not commanding it, if you don't know what's going on, just don't do it. Just go and think about what you really want. Okay? Some people just like being there in the office. But none of this would matter because you'd know everything going on anyway. You'd be there to answer every single question the moment it came up. Some people like being driven by other people. They're like, "Oh, I'll be useful when someone hits me up." No, but you know, I'm not like that. I know what I know what I need to do today. I need to do it, and I'm here now. If you don't hit me now, I'm not going to be here. Okay. Well, look, that's the daily huddle. And sorry, I wasn't watching the Slack. I mean the chat. Yeah, Natasha, with this question here, what I would focus on is when you have the same thing rolling on every single day after day, put more weight on, you could replace the question of, you could ask these three questions instead. You can go, what am I doing today? Like still just share your calendar because that's what people should do. The second question can just immediately go into what are my roadblocks? But the third question they can answer is, what am I doing to grow the firm today? So if something's happening every day, it means there is no cognitive bandwidth that it's taking up. Okay, like in tax, it's like, God, it just takes too much brain power to even just know the schedule. I think before we even got to like a monthly schedule, it was more like, do we even know what the end of the day looks like? And that lasted months before we got to, can we get to the point where we can write down what's going to happen by the end of tomorrow? And it actually did happen that way. And that went for months. And then like we graduated to weeks. But if that is not the challenge, then apply their brain power, their thinking and reasoning towards, so how can we do things better? How could you do it faster? Okay, we know what we're doing every day. It's payroll this week, payroll that week, payroll the week after. It's payables, receivables, it's month-end cash flow reports. We do it month after month. Have you seen anything that would indicate to you that we could do it better and faster? And what are they? And how are you trying to implement that? I think that aligns with you, Natasha, because you did mention that the faster you do it, the better the recoverable rate. But you can change it up for that question. Okay, it's you would appreciate. You ultimately end up turning your team. If you can do that, I would honestly prefer that daily huddle. You end up transforming your team members' mindset from I'm here as a doer into I'm here as a process engineer. I'm here to engineer a business, not just do it. I'm here to write the system that can do it. I'm not here to do it. Yeah. Does that help? Would you think that's helpful?
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, I thought bringing your calendar for us is a bit of a waste of time because we already know what that calendar looks like, and I can tell you what it looked like in 3 weeks' time. It'll be the same as this week. So, yeah, no, that's a good question. I like that. Thanks.
Nice. Glad that was helpful. Yeah, it'd almost be like a engineering team, right? It's like, it's like, what's that one thing system you're gonna close off today? Almost treat engineering the firm as actually our daily work is engineering the firm. If we have to do the work, it usually means something's wrong. That could be the mindset. Well, I know we just went a little bit over, and I just wanted to mention, I think, okay, Danny, did you want to go and mention to the team, everyone about Wize Talent?
Yeah, I don't know if we have time, but I'll just say if anyone does need assistance with hiring, whether it's locally in your own country or if you're looking to hire someone offshore, feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, I can walk you through our entire process. That's all.
Excellent. Thanks, Danny. Highly, highly recommend that. Rahul, anything about Wize Hub?
Yeah, guys, if you're interested in implement something new or just figure out something in your Wize Hub, yeah, there's also my link, so yeah, we can schedule a call and go over all your question and maximize the use of your Wize Hub.
Excellent. Thanks, Raul. Always,
Thank you.
always here to coach us through it. And Selena, anything to?
I'll just see you again next week. Same time, same place.
See everyone. See everyone next time. Thanks for joining us today.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.